Okay guys, I'm going to explain the other homework, which is function table on one side. You had to do number 6 only on this side, so let's go ahead and do that. As you can see here, you got to take these x values and substitute them in for x in this rule for the function, and then see what the output will be. So you have a negative on the outside, and you have negative 4 that goes in for the x, and you square that. Same for here, you have a negative on the outside. Put parentheses around the number that's going in, like parentheses here. Negative 3 squared, and then this is going to be negative, and then 0 squared, negative, oops, negative stays on the outside, and that does make a difference. And then negative, and then 2 squared. So then here, when you put this in the online calculator, you should get this negative 4 squared first. So this actually, remember with PEMDAS, you're supposed to do exponents before you multiply. So this should be exponent first, and then there's a negative 1 here multiplying with that. So negative 4 squared is negative 4 times negative 4, which is 16. Then 16 times that negative 1 is negative 16. Okay, over here, this is squared first. So negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9, and then there's a negative waiting for it, so it's negative 9. 0 squared is 0, and then a negative 0, there's no such thing. You can think of a negative 1 times 0, just gets absorbed and it's 0. This one's 1 squared, which is just 1, and then there's a negative waiting for it, so it's negative 1. 2 squared is 4, and then there's a negative waiting for it, so it's negative 4. On the other side, number 9, it says w of x equals 4x plus 5. Evaluate each function. So to find w of negative 8, that means I put negative 8 in, okay, where the x is. So then this stays the same, nothing's happening on this side, because this literally means the input of negative 8 for the function w. And then over here you multiply first before you add. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32, plus 5 is negative 27. So when you have the input of negative 8, it produces an output of negative 27. So the answer is negative 27. If we were to write this as an ordered pair, it'd look like this, because this is your input, that's your output. Number 15. We got some extra stuff going on, negatives and all that stuff. Let's be careful here. So find h of 2. So h of 2. So we're going to be substituting a 2 here and here, wherever there's an n. So negative 3, and then I'm going to put parentheses around the 2 and square it, minus 5, parentheses around the 2. So then h of 2, that still stays the same because this is the input side. And then as we put the inputs here, this gets squared first because exponents are before multiplication. There's multiplying here. So 2 squared is 4. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. A negative 5 times 2 is a negative 10. Okay, so we're going to subtract those. So input 2 produces what output? Negative 12 minus 10 is negative 22. So that is my answer. And if we were to write that as an ordered pair, it would be 2 comma negative 22.